Welcome to this video, guys. This is the second video of 2021. I appreciate all your support in 2020. Hope 2021 be a awesome year for you guys. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be for me. I'm gonna make it. So in this video we're gonna put together everything that we took apart from the Eclipse. So you see there is nothing in here. Oil pump is gone, all the tensioners and pulleys and the cam gears. So here we are with the pulley, the bracket and all that stuff. What I think happened is this goes in here and this gets tight all the way down, and this is not supposed to have any movement like up and down. And what I saw was a up and down movement while this was very tight. So it is tight as it could be, and I could see this moving, holding the bracket down. It was moving up and down, and it was supposed to move zero. So that said, that could be one of my problems. Second problem was definitely this guy here. You can see some oil inside. I just got it lower. There you go. So you see it's a bit shiny inside. So it is leaking, and then when you press, hear that. Oh, now you can hear. Oh yeah. So it shouldn't have that noise. So my theory is also when the engine was spinning at 2000 RPM, that thing would be clicking and making noise and rattling. Maybe I lost a tooth on my timing belt. Not necessarily lost, but it's keep a tooth because it wasn't tight enough, and that could be what threw my timing off. So to remediate all of that, we're going to install and this is going to be a different video. I'm just going to do a quick one in here with installing all of this mechanic tensioner, which is going to replace all this bracket and all this stuff here. And as you see, it's on the spot. We're going to keep this, so this is going to trash also with that. And I have a new belt. I have a new bearing, which I'm going to replace the top one also, just for fun, because I don't know, it doesn't look bad, but you know, I don't know, I'm just going to replace. I'm here anyway. I got a new oil pump, as you see here. I don't know, I had a friend saying that this could be normal, but there's a few scratches on top of this. I don't see scratches in here though. Let's go to the light. Yeah, see? I mean, there are a few minor. This looks good, but see the top scratch on the edge. And I know that's not how you do it. You measure the clearance and all that stuff. But yeah, to me it just shows me that something was in here, and that's pretty deep. In here it seems to be very good on the sides where it spins. But this is all going to the trash. I don't care about that anymore. I'm gonna put this new one here with this another melon, and we're gonna go for it. Change O-rings, and I got new bearings. Just since I'm here, why use the same ones? So we're gonna get all of it, and we're gonna try see what happens. If the oil pump wasn't sending enough oil to the top of the engine, the lifters could be ticking, but then it would take all the time and not just when you go for a drive, right? And that wasn't happening. So let's start putting this together. So first thing I did was start removing the old gasket, which is not a gasket, it was ultra gray. The O-ring I took out of there was pretty new, so I might reuse it at some point if I really need it, but for now I'm gonna use a new one. After all the ultra gray out of the way, I used some brake cleaner, and just to be sure that everything was clean and dry, did the same thing to the oil pump. Even though it was new, put some oil on the gasket and push the gasket in place and clean around it so the ultra gray could take it pretty good. Using a very thin bead of ultra gray, I just went around the oil pump from the inside part of the bolts. It's not necessary to go around the bolts, but you know, I end up doing it anyway. The bottom parts are important because it touches the oil pan, so you need to be sure that you have enough right there. Now the only thing is the inside part. You see, the first attempt was incorrect, but you need to turn the inside of the pump and then push without touching anything so you can fit it properly in there. The longest bolt goes on the bottom right and the other one on the bottom left, and it is 17 foot-pound. That's what I found. That's what I torqued my oil pump. Note I'm showing a blue marking on top of the cover, and that came from the timing belt, probably because of the slack. I'm pushing this up and putting the two bolts on the top. And this is an 8mm, 7 foot-pound. Use your torque range and done. It might not seem like it is dirty, but I just opened this box of new bearings and I'm cleaning one by one with brake cleaner and shop towel, being sure there's no lint in there, just before getting ready to install in the connecting rods and putting in the. So now I put a little piece of plastic gauge on the bottom of my connecting rod. Everything is clean, free of oil, and I'm gonna torque it at 65 foot-pound in 3 steps, and then I'm gonna take it out. You're gonna see me hammering with the mallet just lightly on the bolt. So I took the bolt a little bit, hammer with the mallet so I can remove that without moving the crankshaft, and then we're going to measure. Alright, so you see here, you see the little thing in there. Now we're going to get here, one side is inches, the other side is millimeters. So you can see that's pretty much 0.2, so it's pretty good. It's a little over 0.2. No, it is 0.2. So it is not too tight. It is good enough for our application. It could be a little more. Could have a little more space in there, but this is good. So now we got a clean rag. Be sure to clean that up. So we're gonna push this a little bit and put some assembly lube. Can't forget about that. The top one already has the new rod bearing. Then we put the bottom in, dip the bolts into W30 oil, and then we're gonna torque 20, 40, and 65 foot-pound. We're gonna do that in those 2 rods that are exposed to us. Then we turn the crank, and then we're gonna finish doing the other 2. So for the oil pump sprocket, you need to put it in there. There's a dowel pin. You put the dowel pin, see if the sprocket aligns properly, and you got a socket that goes over that the crankshaft and that bolt, and you can start hammering that socket. I try with the mallet, but actually it works better with a normal hammer. I have a bit of good news about my problem though. I checked everything as you've seen. Nothing seemed to be the problem except the tensioner. And a couple of things. The tensioner, I thought it was a little bit loose and it had a little bit of oil. And the second thing was the tensioner in the bracket. This guy here was moving, instead of only moving this way, is also moving this way, which was not good. But I left the tensioner here on purpose, upside down, and look at that. There's oil down there coming from here. So that means that this guy is leaking and definitely not working properly. I hope that's my problem. Yeah, but let's keep putting this thing together. So the oil pickup tube, there's not much into it. You see that little hole in there. You just need to be sure that you have a little O-ring on the oil pickup tube, the end, and you push it in there. Then you put one bolt, which you're gonna torque at 21 foot-pound. Tighten a little bit, then push it straight up and see if it goes flush, and you're good to go. So now it's time to put the oil pan. As weird as it's gonna sound, it was so hard to hold the oil pan in place and push it in with the gasket in there. One thing to note is the joint between the oil pump and the block, the engine block. We need to put a little bit of RTV in there, or ultra gray, right? And just to be sure that there is no gap in there, and the oil pan and the gasket is gonna seal it properly. So after using a bunch of bolts with a 10mm, the oil pan was in. Okay, 3 hours later, I got all the bolts from the oil pan in. Not sure why it took so long, but everything takes so long. So the bottom end, the bearings are replaced, oil pan in, pickup tube, didn't forget it, it's good to go. I still need to install the brackets from the engine to the transmission. There are 2 brackets on the bottom. And what else did I do? I put one of the bearings here. Yeah, so now pretty much I need to put the 2 sprockets, put the timing belt on, tension the mechanical tensioner, and it's good to roll. Oof. It's 1:15. I gotta go to bed. I gotta work tomorrow, and probably one more day, this is gonna be ready and running again. That's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Don't forget to stay tuned, subscribe, and hit the little bell button. The next videos are coming soon, so you're gonna have more episodes on the Eclipse. On the next episode, we should be done if we don't have any other surprises, and everything is going good so far. So stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.